if you've ever been on the flat range and heard a FUD say something along the lines of, my gun is combat accurate, or my gun is minute of man capable, and you looked at him and you knew he didn't know the capabilities of his rifle, or he just sucked at shooting, well, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. Today we are going to be discussing minute of angle and accuracy, and what accuracy is derived from, and why saying things like my gun is combat accurate or my gun is minute of man is pretty stupid, and it drives me insane. And today we're going to talk about it. Now, I should note, this isn't an attack on AK guys per se, but we will be using my Yugo M70 AK here as a talking point. I have taken off the side optics rail, the Midwest side rail, and we're going to just show this gun in its iron sight configuration, because a lot of people that we know are shooting unzeroed AKs and saying things like, that gun is minute of man and AKs aren't accurate. That is a bunch of BS, but we're going to talk about it here today. The only thing that's inaccurate, by the way, about the AK platform is this guy right here. The 7.62x39, past about 250 meters, is a rainbow, and yeah, we'll just leave that where that is. Okay, if you guys want to support the channel, like the video, comment down below if you've ever heard somebody on the flat range say something along the lines of, minute of man, that gun is minute of man, or that gun is combat accurate. All you need, sonny, is a little bit of combat accuracy. If you've ever heard someone say something like that and it drove you crazy, well, you just heard me say it, and now you've been driven crazy twice. So comment, share the video with a buddy. If you want to donate monetarily for the burn down videos or my content in general, I'll leave a link down below for the Patreon where you can donate, and all the stuff gets you access to Discord server. Okay, first thing I'm going to discuss is consistency. Now, if you are watching this video and you don't know the minute of angle capabilities of your rifle, well, you need to go out, you need to group at either 25 meters, group at 100 meters, group at 200, you name it, and see what the capabilities while in the prone supported firing position or bench resting your gun, see what the capability of the gun actually is. Get it as stable as possible, shoot 5-round groups, and see what the minute of angle capability of your gun is. Because at a maximum, right, or I'll say it in a better way, the minimum acceptable standard for your rifle's capability is 2 to 4 MOA, minute of angle. That means at 100 meters, you should be able to shoot a 2-inch group. At 200 meters, you should be able to shoot a 4-inch group. Or, and the worst case scenario, if you have a 4 MOA gun, then you should be able to shoot a 4-inch group at 100 meters. Now, where do we get 2 to 4 MOA as the standard? Why is that the standard? Well, that brings it into my very high-tech fancy chart that I will show you right here. This is a E-type silhouette depicting a human Minecraft person. Now, what you'll notice is that he is, or she, let's not misgender anybody here, 2025 joke drop here. Now, you'll notice is they are 20 inches wide and 40 inches tall, with the head being about 10 inches of that 40 inches tall. What does that mean to you? That means the Army, the United States Army, the people that get paid to close with and destroy the enemies, both foreign and domestic, that's been my job for a while now, we have determined that based on the average human, you need to have a weapon that is 2 to 4 MOA capable. Now, what we teach our soldiers and our students is never factor in the head. You only factor in the head on the weekends. Well, all right, you never factor in the head. The head is going to be about 10 inches of that total 40-inch of the overall body. What does that mean? That means you need to have a rifle that is 2 to 4 MOA capable to be able to hit the average human with a 1 round on target with a battle sight 0. Okay, that's a lot of words. I'm going to explain it in a couple other methods, but if you've gotten this far and you're confused, all you need to understand is you're selling yourself short if you're saying my gun's just as accurate because it's combat accurate or it's minute of man. Well, you're selling yourself short. You don't know what you're talking about. You're probably a modern day FUD. Consistency. If I know, let's just use this AK as an example. If I know this AK, this Yugo M70, is 2 MOA all day long, let's just use that as an example. If this gun is 2 MOA, then I know at 300 meters, right? At 300 meters, it would normally be what? It would be 3-inch group if it was 1 MOA. So now it's a 6-inch group. So that means I'm still within my 20-inch variable for my human target. You see what I'm getting at here? So the more we increase our minute of angle in our shot group, the worse off it's going to be. A lot of you guys, probably not my audience, but people on the internet will say things like, you know, their gun, they don't know the capability of their gun, so guess what? They're just going to hope they hit somewhere, and it's going to be in a non-vital area. Now, consistency. You need to be able to understand your barrel's capability and your ammunition's capability, right? That is why you actually have to group at varying ranges to ensure that your weapon is actually effective at different ranges given different environments. Sometimes if you're engaging in, you know, if you're engaging in a desert and you move to the mountains, the altitude change and the wind and all the atmospheric conditions, right, will have your gun impact the target differently for external and terminal ballistics. I say all that to say consistency is key. Once you figure out what your gun, how your gun is grouping with your barrel and your ammunition and any other factors that play in, right, of a free-floated barrel, whatever, a free-floated handguard and barrel, you name it, once you have grouped with your chosen ammunition and your barrel, you need to remain consistent. Because what is going to happen is when you start changing distances and using your whatever optic you're using or sighting system you're using at varying distances, if you're just relying on combat accuracy or minute of man accuracy, then you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to be effective. Okay, so consistency is key. You need to understand for practical application. Yeah, most engagements are going to be within 100 meters, but if you're out here doing, you know, Minecraft minute man activities, you need to be effective at varying ranges. All right, minute of man. I have a bunch of notes here. Minute of man is loose for precise threat neutralization. It's a loose term. It's almost a cop-out. When people say my gun's minute of man or that platform is minute of man, it's a cop-out of their inadequacy or their incompetence, right? So don't use minute of man as a cop-out. It's a loose definition on purpose for people that don't understand the capability of their gun. All right, real combat. Okay, real combat, which is what we should be training for to be at a high level. Real combat expects us to be up here. If we're preparing for combat down here, saying, oh, it's just as good, okay, we're down here, it's just as good, well, now we're not actually preparing for a high standard. So the reason why we need to have a 2 to 4 MOA gun and actually understand our groups at varying distances is we should be training and educating ourselves to a higher standard. So that way when you do have to actually use your, you know, Yugo M70 in Minecraft, the gun actually performs as you've trained. Does that make sense? All right, moving on. So don't set yourself short just because you're not competing. You're just using it for Minecraft. I think everyone understands what I'm getting at. Adaptability to different engagement distances. If you have a combat accurate or just as good zero and just as good group, well, when you have to make that 350-meter shot at that enemy squad that is engaging you, guess what? Your minute of man gun just became a freaking roll of the dice, okay? So don't sell yourself short. You need to be adaptable for varying different engagement, okay? It's not always going to be a 200-meter shot. You could have a 400-meter shot on your hands. That is why you need to actually understand the capabilities. Okay. Improved accuracy means faster, more effective follow-up shots. Pre-shot, shot, and follow-through. We understand the shot process, right, for our rifle and with our handgun. So if we understand the shot process, that means we need to be able to have fast follow-up shots. You're not going to have fast follow-up shots if I can't hit the broadside of a barn with my AK. Make sense? So actually figuring out what our ammunition, what our barrel, and what our weapon is capable of, you know, you need to figure that out now and not just sell yourself short on minute of man. So faster follow-up shots. The right optic. The right optic is often the issue. This gun is extremely accurate. I would say 2.5 MOA. Last time I grouped it. This gun is extremely accurate when using iron sights. These irons are zeroed properly, you know, using an AK front sight post tool. This gun is very accurate for the platform, for the shooter, and for the ammunition. I say again, this gun is very accurate for the platform, AKs, for the shooter, that's me, and for the ammo I'm using. And as you can see, the ammo I'm using is cheap Russian 7.62 by 39. And guess what? I don't maintain the barrel of this gun at all. So you guys kind of get what I'm getting at there. But proper optic setup is going to also help you increase your overall accuracy and get you into that 2 to 4 MOA capability. Okay, real world testing, bench rest versus combat. Just because you do take my advice today and you go out and you group your rifle, okay, group your rifle at 100 meters or whatever distance you can and figure out your MOA math, your gun math, just because you do that, understand that is your best day. A bench rest group is your best day. So in combat, that shot group is going to open up a little bit. That means that's why we don't have a minute of man and a just as good zero. I think it's all starting to come together now. Take the human element into account. A bench resting, a day with your iron sighted AK. We'll just pick on them, I guess. A day with your iron sight AK that gets 3 MOA. Now you go to a high stress, austere environment in a combat environment. That 3 MOA group now is looking at like a 4 or 5 MOA group. Make sense? So take the human element into account when it comes to being a rifleman. Do not come. All right. Bulletproofing your shot. Making sure, we've already kind of hit this point, making sure you've actually accurized your rifle. Accurized my rifle, Trench. I'm not a competitive shooter. Dude, I guarantee you right now, somebody watching this video, and comment down below if this is you, is a private E1, a private grade 2, a private first class, or a specialist sitting in the arms room or sitting in the company area waiting to be released. And guess what they're doing with their rifle? They're cleaning it. They're accurizing it. They're making sure the handguard is set up so they have an index point to be able to get the mag in and out. They're accurizing their rifle setup to make sure their rifle setup is the best. The sling, using the sling to improve accuracy, to tighten the sling down to actually have a stabilized firing platform. So accurize and bulletproof your shot and accurize your firing platform. That way you have the best possible capability of making a first round impact on steel. Okay, and a couple more things, and I'll get you guys out of here. Minute of man is most frustrating because guys will say, well, it's just as good. But now you just hit some lady in the face that was getting groceries because you were a cop, you got out of your car, it was just as good, and now you threw that 5.56 through that lady's face that was getting her groceries, and now you've caused collateral damage and you're going to prison for the rest of your life. So get this. You might want to take this stuff serious today, not tomorrow. And if you're a paratrooper watching this or you're a mechanized infantry dude and you're like, I just got my M4A1 or my 6 Spear, check it out. You might want to make sure your gun, when you go out to 0 and shoot your table 5 and table 6 qualification, you might want to take it serious because you could end up jumping into somewhere in Minecraft world and now you're slinging lead down the road, and guess what? You might blow little Timmy's face off with your 6.8 SPC, and now you're going to be going to Leavenworth for the rest of your life rather than hitting that green Ivan right in the freaking face. You guys kind of picking up what I'm putting down there. So take this stuff serious, whether you're a soldier, you're a Marine, you're a cop, or you're a Minuteman. Making sure that your gun is not combat accurate and minute of man, it's a big deal, right? You want to neutralize. You don't want to be causing collateral damage. You want to minimize collateral damage where you can. Okay. It's a Sunday. I've talked a lot. You guys haven't talked at all. So check it out. It's going to be a busy week. You're going to probably see this video on a Monday morning, tomorrow morning. Expectation management for this week is I have a busy week of training, a lot of field training. It's a duty week, right? It's my duty week. That means you're going to see a lot less content here on the channel. Oh my God. All 5 people that are panicking right now. We're panicking, Trench. We're panicking because we don't get to see your high-speed drawings on your 3-subscriber YouTube channel. Check it out. What can you do? This week, things that you can do. You can get to the gym. You can dry fire. You can take care of yourself. Make sure you hydrate this week. Make sure you're actually getting your recovery in from the gym. And you can take care of your family. Family maintenance is huge. Trench, I don't have a family. I live in the barracks and I'm by myself and I hate my life. Go grab the buddies, go to the gym, go out, do like a Mexican night, right? Have a unwind. Use this week to get better and make sure you're taking care of yourself and your family, right? I have been now indicated that it's chicken quesadilla time, so I'm going to cease filming here. I will edit this up tonight. It will drop tomorrow morning. Have a good week. Thanks for being here, and until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade and Toby. Come here. Come here. Trench Grenade, come here. Can you get up here? Come on. Up. Can you get up? Come on, buddy. You can't see him. He's right here. And it's going to be Trench Grenade and Toby, my pupperoonies, signing out. Have a good week. Cheers.